I started working out. Today will be my second time. It's actually an answer to my prayer. A few days ago, I'll be super vague. I was simply being very impatient toward everything. Very frustrated by myself. I didn't even have a courage or energy left to even determine, okay, I'm not going to be this way. I don't know, I was just overall very depleted mentally, physically. As I was crying out of frustration by myself, like, why am I like this? God let me know this is my strength problem. It's not because I'm doing something incredibly wrong, it's just that I haven't been exercising for months and my physical stamina was so low I couldn't even bring forth the thing that I needed to do. And he let me remember, we don't really get ads, but that morning there was like one flyer that came in. It was flying yoga class at advertisement. So I said, hey, I like flying yoga. I've done it like few times. I really love this. I feel like a fairy. It's really fun. And at the end, you lie down and then you just stay there, which is my favorite activity, like do nothing. My friend offered me a quick voiceover job. The pay was really great. So I feel like, yay, this is great. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna start exercise. And the class schedule was the perfect timing that I can go. And the location is not super close, but it was right next to the building. Literally right next to the building that I had to go weeks ago. But I didn't. Energy depleted Quinn. Couldn't even have courage to go there and do the stuff that I needed to do. The fact that I didn't go and do it makes me even more guilty of myself. So because of that, like, I can't go, I don't go. So it really made a very bad cycle. It's nothing. Like, I know it's nothing. But when you're really in a low state, that nothing becomes so big and it's just like bah, 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 and then you became you know what I mean? So I'm very happy about it. Glory to God! If I get a chance to film it, I'll definitely do. But I'm not sure because I'm a newbie and don't worry about it, there's literally no one's here. So Busan is basically changing. I mean, why did I say basically? So Busan has changed a lot. The city, I don't know if that's the city or the construction company or whatever, are basically trying to demolish all of like Busan's unique neighborhood into a gigantic apartment complex, apartment jungle, like Amazon. Well, I can understand why they do it. Most of the neighborhoods that they're demolishing is rather poor area, and most of the houses are like super duper tiny with like super duper small streets. Not even a single car can enter to the streets, and most of them are built on top of the hill, in the middle of the hill, like on the hill. And most of the houses are small too. And basically Koreans' living standards have like whoop over the last 50 years. Demand for newer, modern, larger, cleaner houses like the one in the apartment has naturally emerged. I mean, obviously. But as a person who have lived in like various different cities and been to many different places, I think this neighborhood, like this area, this kind of vibe is what makes Busan so unique. And Busan, it's Busanness. It just reflects the history so well. So most of these kind of neighborhoods are built during the Korean War, after the Korean War, because Busan was literally the last area that North Korea / China and Soviet Union didn't really invade. You know, it's where the last free democracy part. This is where socialism, communism didn't invade. So everyone tried to come here because I mean elsewhere was like war zone, like you don't want to be there. So basically every Korean flocked into Busan, and they try to find their shelter. Well, there's no shelters, so they basically like build whatever they can on top of the mountain, in the middle of the mountain, like everywhere. They didn't build like a gigantic mansion, or they didn't build like very well constructed neighborhood, because I mean it's wartime, and at that time, and most of the time if you come here, you barely bring your own life without like nothing. It happened to my own grandma too. They were like really filthy rich, but by the time that they got here, they only had like their own clothes, their body, like basically nothing else. So it was nothing more fancier than like a bare tent or like a small hut, you know? Well, now we don't really have a tent or a hut, but they try to like build something like some brick houses in that area, in in that base. So although the houses you see are like fairly normal houses, but the land is like really small, and the streets and the way to get there could be like kind of hard, because it's tiny bitty street. But yeah, if they make a new better gigantic fancier apartment jungle, I guess it is easier. I guess it is more convenient for them to like park their car. Probably the houses are like way bigger and spacious because like they build it on top of each other. But I don't know, like already one neighborhood that I was born, like literally I was born in a house, and the first house that my parents lived together is demolished. Like the entire neighborhood is demolished, and now they're constructing like a really huge a really huge apartment. Yeah, so I don't know, I guess just cherish this moment as much as you can. 마이코? 그거 마이코 마음의 소리야? For the kingdom is yours, and the power is yours, and the glory forever. Amen. For the kingdom is yours, and the power is yours, and the glory forever. Will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Every life will sing the mercy of your name. Better than you get it, what I say I mean. Better than living the life that I want to. Better than the life that you want to give. Your love is. You hold me now in your arms. You'll never let me go. Oh, you alone make the sunshine and the moonlight and the night sky. One way, Jesus.